500 watching points. Watching point number 128. Watch lest in attributing evil motives, impulses, desires, and a lack of spiritual desire to man, you accept these as being fundamental defects instead of accounting for them as animal magnetism or induced mental conditions. In order to be a Christian Scientist, you must hold man as being pure at his source, which is God, as being fundamentally and spiritually sound, and the so-called animal nature as being merely attributed to him by false belief. In Leviticus 16, Aaron is directed to place all the iniquities of the children of Israel on the head of the scapegoat and let him go into the wilderness to die. Symbolically, this might represent the effort to attribute all error to animal magnetism rather than to man, to send it forth into the wilderness of nothingness to die by ceasing to sustain or support it any longer, and by refusing to consider it man or a part of man. Once a husband complained that his wife got his goat. A friend told him that this was nearer right than he suspected. He said, "Why don't you say that your wife's goat gets your goat? That it is the animal nature in her that irritates the animal nature in you. Then if you could send both of these goats into the wilderness of nothingness, you would both be free of animal magnetism." Both this man and his wife were scientists and were grateful to be thus reminded of the importance of impersonalization. Soon after this, the discord and friction ceased. A flaw in a beautiful mirror could never be corrected, but if it was discovered that what appeared to be a bubble in the glass was merely a drop of oil on the surface of the glass, it could be wiped off with ease. Every defect that appears on or as man can be impersonalized and recognized as animal magnetism. And the moment this is done, its seeming reality begins to wane, and it becomes ripe for destruction. One cannot peel a banana as long as he holds it firmly in his fist. One cannot strip off the veil that hides the Christ idea as long as he holds man in thought as mortal and sinful. A beautiful butterfly might light on a branch through weariness, only to fly away the moment it was rested. But if at that point you impaled it with a pin, it would be caught. One who is seeking to be a good Christian Scientist might dip down into materiality momentarily, only to rise up higher when his thought became rested and refreshed. We must watch at such times that we do not personalize such error and thus indulge in malpractice that might harm such a worker at a point when he was ready to rise higher.